The sacred mountain of Varese is located on Mount Orona, or commonly called Mount Velate, inside the wonderful landscape of the Campo dei Fiori Park. Included in the list of UNESCO's World Heritage in 2003, it is part of the group of the 9 sacred Prealpini mountains in Piemonte and Lombardy in northern Italy. It is formed by 14 chapels, dedicated to the mysteries of the Rosary, and another one dedicated to Saint Mary of the Mountain Shrine. Thanks to the numerous and generous donations, the building of the sacred mountain was far quicker here than for the other ones in the 2 regions of Italy. The statues and the fresco paintings that adorn the chapels magnificently represent the 16th century Lombardy sacred art. 13 of the chapels were completed by 1623, and in 1698 the works were totally terminated as we can see them today. Like in the Rosary, the chapels are divided into groups of 5. The architectural style of the chapels, of the triumphal arcs, and of the fountains is diverse but mainly inspired by the Italian style of the 16th century mannerism. The village of St. Mary of the Mountain, where the shrine is located, can be reached not only by road, but also by a cableway, recently renewed. On Mount Orona, where the shrine is located today, there have been important demonstrations of faith. In fact, it is said that in the late 4th century, Sant'Ambrogio had a modest chapel built to thank Saint Mary for the victory over the Arians. Moreover, it is certain that on this religious site a Romanic shrine existed, which a crypt has been preserved till today. The multitude of pilgrims throughout the centuries to St. Mary of the Mountain Shrine evidenced a multitude of followers that came even from Milan and Canton Ticino, Switzerland. It became evident that the shrine was too small to host everyone, so it was completely rebuilt in 1472 according to the plans of the architect Bartolomeo Gadio. In the second half of the 15th century, Caterina from Pallanza and Giuliana from Bustarzizio founded the Romanite Ambrosiane order. The 2 women retired in a hermitage near the shrine to lead a life of prayer. Their lifestyle was soon followed by other young women. In 1474, Pope Sisto IV let the community build a monastery, and 2 years later the religious women took the veil. Maria Tecla Cid, a hermit nun who lived in the Hermitage at the beginning of the 17th century, got the idea of building an easy path linking Varese to the shrine and to the town of St. Mary of the Mountain. A Capuchin priest, Giovanni Battista Agucciari, shared with enthusiasm the nun's idea and soon involved some noble Milanese families in fundraising events among many towns and cities in the surrounding areas. The architect Giuseppe Bernascone, commonly known as the Left-Handed, was summoned to begin the works. He became the main art director of the whole devotional site, so the factory of the Holy Rosary was established in 1604. Along the 2 kilometers that lead to the top of the mountain, 16 million pilgrims over about 4 centuries have come to this place. All the chapels, different to one another, show scenes of the mysteries of the Gospel. The chapels are linked to one another to the peak of the mountain by a pebbled pathway that covers a rise of about 300 meters. The route is spaced out by panoramic balconies that overlook the plain and other valleys. These balconies were used by the pilgrims to rest, to meditate, or simply to drink at one of the fountains nearby. Once reached the peak of the mountain, we find a panoramic balcony which overlooks the surrounding valleys, and in particular the lakes of Varese, Camobbio and Monte. At the end of our visit to the mountain, we enter the Saint Mary of the Mountain Shrine, which is the 15th and the last chapel. We can see the church is wonderfully painted with frescoes that go back to the 14th century. Inside the nave and the two side aisles, we can admire wooden statues that represent the accession to heaven of Christ, the appearance of Jesus in the temple, and last, the adoration of the three wise Magi's. We advise you to visit the museum of the shrine, known as the Baroffio Museum. It does not only contain liturgical objects, but also a large collection of artworks, such as sculptures and paintings dating back from the 14th to the 17th century. The owner of all these artworks is Barone Baroffio dall'Aglio,